It's a little sex cult that they got going on. Adam Silver's in over his head. This is just how feminized men have become. We got a stupid leader who's been feminized and is afraid to speak any real truth. He's an installed commissioner because they want to feminize everything. So the NBA has been feminized, and the WNBA, they're doing it, trying. Trust me, they want the NBA to continue to go down, the WNBA to go up, but they want it to rise. They're going to try to create some black lesbian superstar and say, yeah, she did this. If they had any gratitude at all, they'd be sitting there praising the men that allow them to exist. They don't want us in their arenas. They'd rather be a little niche sport where lesbian women can gather inside these arenas during the summer and pick up each other and DM each other and text each other and exchange phone numbers and talk about how bad Jason Whitlock and evangelical Christians are. The entire existence of the WNBA is dependent upon men, has been. And now we just turn it all over to women and men who think like women. I want to play you this clip of Malika Andrews, ESPN broadcaster, asking Adam Silver, one of these feminist male leaders we put in charge, well, how do you balance Caitlin Clark versus the health and growth of the league? How do you balance it? I mean, it's so hard. It's. Don't you remember when Michael Jordan and Larry Bird and all those guys? And Adam, how do you balance it? Play the clip.
The court, the WNBA has had its most watched start to the season ever, and you've held executive positions throughout the duration of LeBron James' career, Michael Jordan as well. How do you balance the power of a singular star versus the health and growth of an entire league, as the W is trying to do now?
Well, obviously, talking about Caitlin Clark, I think it's fantastic to see. I even took my daughters to go see her when they played the Liberty in New York, and it was amazing to see the full stadium and the stars courtside. But I think Caitlin knows she's ultimately got to prove it on the floor, and you can't anoint stars in this league. And there's other names that weren't on your list that were going to be the next fill in the blank, and they turned out not to be just because of their performance. And so I believe she's going to deliver. She seems to have the character and the drive and the will and the talent, but let her evolve as a player.
I want you to juxtapose what Adam Silver just said here. He's no David Stern, and again, I wasn't even the hugest fan of David Stern, but and this is, you put women in these positions. She's interviewing the commissioner of the NBA. She's in over her head. She's not qualified for her job. She's been installed by DEI. The whole system, the ESPN doesn't want a real question asked, but the proper question would be to Adam Silver is like, hey, man, these hating-ass Shaniquas that are trying to destroy Caitlin Clark, how do you get them on board with accepting the gift that Caitlin Clark is for the league? That's the proper, accurate question. It's not, how do you balance the star power with the overall health and growth of the league? Like, these are two competing deals. The health and the growth of the league isn't competing with Caitlin Clark's star power. Caitlin Clark's star power is the fuel for the health and growth of the league. No one has a pair. Networks don't have a pair. They don't put people with balls in position to ask these questions. And so we end up with stupid questions that go nowhere. And then and so he supplies a dumb answer. Instead of saying, you bring up Michael Jordan, Malika, because when David Stern, my predecessor, was the commissioner of the NBA, man, we recognized the star power and the potential of Michael Jordan. And so we ended up changing all the rules to make it easier for Michael Jordan to be Michael Jordan, because we wanted to exploit the star power of Michael Jordan. And so we put rules in play. Hey, we don't want him defended the way the Detroit Pistons are defending him. He'll never play a full 15-year career. He'll never be the star that we need him to be if the Detroit Pistons are continue to be allowed to beat up Michael Jordan. So we're going to change up some of these rules and make it easier for Michael Jordan to be Michael Jordan. That's what David Stern, my predecessor, did to take the NBA to the next level so that the NBA would be so profitable and powerful that we could finance the WNBA even though it loses $10 million a year. We can do it for 27 straight years. They're on pace for a $50 million loss. We can do that because we exploited the gift of Michael Jordan. We weren't a bunch of hating-ass Shaniquas that tried to destroy Michael Jordan and said, oh my God, Michael Jordan, he's bringing Republicans, or he's bringing families, or he's bringing more fans to the game. How do you balance that with the star power? And so I don't know, Juju Watkins does not seem to be lesbian to me. I don't know, I don't care. But they want some black woman to be Caitlin Clark's rival so they can say that, no, a black woman did this. Sad. And if they were in their right mindset and happy that this little white girl showed up and is going to allow them to flourish. First Cup Coffee, Christian-owned patriot coffee company that stands for core values, family, and building community across the nation. Go to firstcup.com, use the promo code JASON, and save an additional 10% on your order. And if you subscribe, save another 10% for the life of your subscription. But because gratitude is no part of their mindset, they're going to destroy Caitlin Clark, and they don't want us anywhere near it. When Brittany Griner and Diana Taurasi or whoever, you got women on the same team married to each other, certainly sleeping with each other. They don't want us anywhere near that because we might say, hey, man, what are we doing here? This is inappropriate. Trust me, if men were sexually exploiting women the way these women are sexually exploiting each other and beating each other up, it would be a scandal that the media would cover. But since it's a group of lesbians, let's all pretend it doesn't exist. It's not happening. These are the greatest people on the planet. It's you evil evangelical Christians. You're the bad guys. Gratitude. A lack of gratitude is what's destroying the NBA, the WNBA. That's all I wanted to say today. That's it and that's all. We'll play tomorrow, and we'll see you next week.